penis. All right. After a long weekend full of snow and football. Okay, wow. All right, we do see Deontay now. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, we're back. Rams, Bengals in the Super Bowl. I'm just gonna say this now before you forget any ideas. We're not talking about the Super Bowl this week. We're talking about it next Tuesday. Okay, this is just about these two games that we just watched.
Yes.
Okay, deal.
These two
Okay.
botchings.
So, who wants to start? What game do we want to talk about? We don't even have to talk about football. We can talk about life. It's up to you guys.
Can we just say that Kyle Shanahan blew another lead, and this whole elite head coach bullshit has to stop now.
Yeah.
I'm sick of his ugly face.
I mean, the Niners have looked like one of the most they just haven't looked competitive this entire time. The reason they look like it's more like every team they go against plays its worst game of the year in that moment.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, I know that they're due some credit for that. But it just seems to me that every single time they play a good team, that good team just so happens to shoot themselves in the foot repeatedly.
I mean, who deserves more of the blame, though? Jimmy G or Shanahan? Because Jimmy G did throw that last interception while on the ground, while falling down.
Shanahan was just terrible with the clock, though. And he just keeps having this problem in big games. Yeah, both coaches were bad.
Yes.
They were coaching scared. Like, Shanahan punted 3 times from the 45-yard line. He blew this game in a lot of ways. Correct.
I mean,
McVay called a little bitch.
Correct.
McVay called 2 timeouts in the third quarter, went into the fourth quarter and called his third and final timeout for something stupid. It was
a challenge.
Was it a challenge? Yeah, challenge.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Even
that was a terrible challenge still.
Yeah, even Joe and Troy were like, yeah, we kind of think he's reaching at this point.
That was crazy. With one timeout left.
Yeah, that was gutsy.
And 10 minutes to go still, and you're down 3. I just don't get it.
It was for like 20 yards of field position. They were punting anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't.
Before we kind of talk about whatever, Fred Warner, dirty player or no?
I mean, probably not. I do think, though, that a lot of great players.
I can think of 4 different instances that he hit somebody unnecessarily after the whistle.
It happened a lot in this game. I
don't want to just single out Fred Warner. I understand he's like an all-pro, had a great season, whatever. But like a lot of 49ers players
throw OBJ's head.
No, that was unnecessary.
Like it happened
was
a
clear
lot.
lead with that dude. I do think that your Warner has worked against himself in terms of getting that reputation. I think that he's just doing what a lot of great players do and playing through to the whistle. But I don't know. Some guys sort of tune out the whistle until they're getting pulled off of somebody. You go feral, and I think that he needs to learn to control himself a little bit more, which is strange to say about someone at this point in their career. But
can we just say we gotta stop all this OBJ is washed talk, because he had 9 for 113 tonight. He balled tonight. He balled last week. He's been balling the whole time he's been with the Rams.
Yeah,
he's an elite wide receiver.
Yeah,
in the big city.
Yeah, getting one of the league's better quarterbacks throwing to him relatively with pretty good consistency. I mean, how often have we seen OBJ blocking downfield right now as well? Like, the man's there springing plays. He's working. If he's taking a slant on an inside run, he's blocking as soon as that man crosses the line of scrimmage. Like,
he's in an offense that's using him to his full potential again. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we saw with the whole Diggs trade. These guys aren't these huge, massive divas that you think they are all the time. I mean, obviously some of them are. But I mean, sometimes these guys are just frustrated with their lack of or incorrect usage, and they know what they're best at. That because they're very good at this game, and they know how best to utilize a person like them. And when they're not being used well, these guys understand their situation enough to know, hey, I want to go somewhere that can use me, that will use me properly.
Diggs and OBJ both offended by the same offensive coordinator, if I'm right, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, and you can understand that maybe it's a Stefanski problem and not an elite wide receiver problem.
Then you had the report earlier in the week that they wanted OBJ and Von Miller wanted to pair up somewhere, and OBJ told him that he shouldn't come to Cleveland.
Yeah, well, because Miller had massive trade rumors for the entirety of the offseason, right? Like, I know he got dealt, partway through the season. It was like a pre-deadline deal there, but
yeah,
I mean, for the past 2 years, he's been a sort of a trade piece. It hasn't been traded, but hadn't been traded. But he was supposed to garner significant value, and they realized, I think, that they weren't going to get that much out of him if they waited any longer.
Well,
but,
yeah.
Not to go too far down the future, but it's funny you guys brought up Odell Beckham and like this whole we all love him again. I didn't realize he was the only player from the Rams going to the Super Bowl. I've seen 5 posts in the past 10 minutes about OBJ going to his first Super Bowl. Like, so is Matt Stafford, so is Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald.
Because it's funny. Because it's funny. It's funny. It's funny to kick Baker Mayfield while he's already down. And it's Cleveland. It's fun.
It's easy to.
Yeah,
it's really easy.
Yeah, I think Deontay hit the nail on the head. Like it's just a really good time. Everyone, either you were for or against the OBJ argument. You either wanted him to succeed or wanted to see him fail. But that's as much the storyline as anything here. Because people are rooting for Stafford to get a ring, but no one really cares about Jalen Ramsey in the same way. He's not intriguing. He's an unbelievable player. He's big, he's loud, he's dramatic, but there's no story there.
And he's not the quarterback of the team either.
Yeah, he's not the quarterback, and he's not the guy catching the big touchdown. I mean, OBJ cooked that defense, one of the better defenses in the NFL. And the man earned his lumps, and now he's here and he's back. I think him and Stafford should be the storylines about this whole Rams team. I mean, I know they're probably the least significant members of that team from their entire time trying. This team's been quite good for a while now, and you can credit guys like Ramsey, who's been here 2 seasons, and Donald, who's been here forever, and a lot of other guys for it. But
they were making Donald a big part of the broadcast. They kept cutting to his reaction on the sideline and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's a huge part of this because he's maybe the best defensive player we've ever seen, possibly getting his first Super Bowl, which it's so hard for those guys to win it individually. But he made a huge sack at the end of the game. This is going on his montage. It goes a little beneath the other storylines because defense doesn't matter as much, but it's a huge season for Aaron Donald's historic case.
This was a big turnaround for the Rams. It was a completely different roster from the last time we saw them in the Super Bowl. I mean, running the ball, they had Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson dominating.
That was the game where they gave Gurley 4 snaps or something.
Yeah,
in the Super Bowl, and
Anderson got probably 25 rushes.
Yeah,
it was 10-7 Rams Patriots.
It was 13-3.
That whole game was just odd. That was just one. That was one of the weirdest football games I've ever seen.
And they gave Edelman the Super Bowl MVP, which didn't make any sense to me because either you give it to Stephon Gilmore or you give it to Sony Michel in that one.
Yeah, that should have been Gilmore. As much as that pains me as a Bills fan to say that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to recognize the biggest player in the moment. He did far more for that in that game than Edelman did. I mean, Edelman had a couple of catches. Gilmore shut down one of the league's better passing offenses of the entire year, and he shut down one half of the entire field in doing so.
It's crazy. Von Miller is an AFC and NFC champion in his career.
It's a weird sentence.
I know.
It just feels a little wrong. I mean, good for him. There are several players who you really do want to succeed.
Yeah.
Miller, he always seemed like one of those sort of upstanding kind of quality players you kind of root for.
Yeah.
Like you'd love him if they were on your team.
We were saying it.
I don't know. I mean, he's American.
We were saying it last podcast, though. Potential Niners versus Bengals Super Bowl just isn't as interesting.
Oh yeah, that does absolutely nothing for your bean.
No.
Yeah,
it actually retracts into itself.
I did not want to see Jimmy G. I didn't want to see Jimmy G.
Garoppolo froze at the end of that game. I mean, he would not throw the ball. It was a disaster waiting to happen.
Okay, I will say this: when he took that sack, when he threw that pick, he really didn't have much of an option there. It's like, okay, either it's like 4th and 20 plus with one timeout, we're inside our own 10.
But you still have the ball though, instead of throwing a costly pick.
Did you know
he was going to throw a pick regardless? It's Jimmy.
But
it's going to happen regardless.
Their last 2 drives of the game were so bad. Like they just didn't even get close to gaining yards on either drive. It was just sad.
Even if it was like 4th in the LA freeway, did you know that they have Deebo Samuel on their team? And Deebo Samuel can do everything. Did you guys know that Deebo Samuel's on the 49ers?
Yeah, I thought the Niners could win, and then as soon as the game was in Garoppolo's hands, it was over. Like
but Deebo Samuel did everything he could, guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Steve is just
do you understand how annoying I just was there? That's how I feel when I watched all 3 of their playoff games. Like, we get it. Deebo Samuel's finally healthy and did like good for a wide receiver / running back. Cordell Patterson did too, but he doesn't have a stupid boombox.
Oh my God!
Here we go. Telling you, Trey Lance is going to be like a top 10.
We had to hear it in the Discord chat. Now we got to hear it.
It's about to get a lot better in San Francisco.
Yeah, but I just wanted that out there. But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Why do you hate fun?
I don't hate fun. I like Deebo Samuel does like half of a job of 2 positions, and he gets praised for it.
Yes, because
so does Cordero Patterson, and you've never hated on him.
Yeah,
no, because he doesn't get constantly shoved down our ear holes.
No,
I mean, he did this year.
He did
this year.
Not like Deebo Samuel.
That's actually a fair point. I mean, Deebo did get it a lot more now that he's was this close to a Super Bowl. He's gonna.
He was doing great,
dominating receiving and rushing though. Like he was getting touchdowns on like 20-yard rushes and touchdowns on 40-yard receptions.
You're not Cordell.
But he was still getting a lot of hype, though. That's my point.
The difference was the Niners were winning.
Yes.
I mean,
put Cordero on a winning team, and he's still going to get as much hype as Deebo did, if not more. Because he was having great 5 or 6 games to start the season.
I mean, can you imagine throwing Patterson on any one of these AFC contenders right now?
Think about it. He had almost 400 yards rushing with 8 touchdowns, and then he also had 1,400 receiving yards.
Deebo's insane.
And that 400
he's like a top 5 receiver in the league this year in yards.
And those 400 yards and 8 TDs were 90% through the last half of the season. Probably last 4 or 5 games of the season were just those stats.
And he missed the game, so. I'm just saying, man.
And he had Elijah Mitchell around him too.
Steven, we're sorry not every receiver is Braxton Berrios. Okay, you need to
speedy white guys that are related to Christian McCaffrey.
Well, that's different. Braxton Berrios is an all-pro. What did Deebo Samuel do? Lose in the NFC Championship game.
It's true. Braxton Berrios has never lost an NFC Championship game.
He actually has a Super Bowl, unlike Deebo. What are you gonna do?
Can we talk about Bengals Chiefs, please?
Yeah, I think it's time.
I mean, we're all done with the NFC.
I mean, I've been rooting for the Rams.
If we're talking about Deebo versus Cordero Patterson, I think we're done with NFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've dredged the depths.
Yeah. But I do love Matthew Stafford though. He's been underrated for a while.
I'm just so proud of him. Good for you, buddy.
All right, so let's try to do what CBS did today. This is probably unbearable, right?
Yeah, I don't imagine it sounds great.
Yeah. How can you work for a major broadcast television network and not ask the team, hey, are you going to have a super loud TikTok song playing during our halftime show? And if you are, can we move somewhere else? That was the worst thing I ever that was worse than Deebo Samuel getting shoved down my ear all day.
Oh my God.
But that was terrible. And I'm glad that everybody else on the internet agreed.
Yeah, it was just confusing. I was just I
you
guess
could
they
barely make out what anyone was saying.
I hate
they didn't hit each other. They were 5 feet apart.
And they were yelling and they couldn't hear each other and we couldn't hear them.
I don't really care for the CBS halftime show much besides Nate Burleson anyways, but adding that on top of it, hearing about Applebee's when I'm Team Chili's, it was just the worst. Ugh.
I have no idea what you're talking about with Applebee's and Chili's. I'm foreign.
That has to be a Jersey thing.
I mean, maybe do they have beef?
Wait, what? Are you being serious right now?
I'm foreign, Stephen.
No, not you. We know.
Okay.
You don't understand the comparison between Applebee's and Chili's?
I've never been to
Not
either.
you, again. It's still not you.
I'm the only other person talking.
No, Deontay was I don't understand the two.
You got to make it specific.
I know.
Chain restaurant Applebee's versus chain restaurant Chili's. You didn't understand my comparison.
I did. I just like to give you a hard time.
All right, let's just talk about the game. And you want to go first, Bryce Shiesty?
Yeah, better team won. I picked the Bengals yesterday just out of a limb because I was in losers bracket, but I really wanted to see them in Super Bowl. It's not because of my Chiefs hatred. I just I wanted to see someone else. No, I wanted to see someone else rep the AFC besides the Chiefs or Patriots for a year.
Not going to be the Bills. So sorry, go on.
Won't be Washington for the next 10 years either.
Oh my gosh. Can we just stay on track?
All right. Can we talk about what a terrible throw the overtime interception was? He hit a man down the sideline, but he was hitting a man with a safety in close coverage over the top and a cornerback on the underneath. That man is well bracketed and up against the sideline. I know you're used to having a rocket arm and making throws into tight windows, but that wasn't the one.
They had Mahomes rattled. They started using Sam Hubbard as a spy and having him follow Mahomes around.
That's what you need to
and
be
he
doing.
crashed down on some blitzes late, and they made some plays, and they got to Mahomes and they tackled him. They got him on the ground. The second half adjustments, they did it in the first matchup, and they did it again today. I got to give them a lot of credit for that.
Losing CJ Uzomah is going to kill that offense, I feel like. It's not going to completely destroy, but it's going to hurt them a little bit.
What officially happened to him? I didn't see
I heard a knee sprain.
report.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty severe knee sprain.
Yikes.
Yeah. He'll be all right, but...
they still got to go through sample, though.
I will say this, though. I guess this kind of comes with Patrick Mahomes being kind of an improviser. I was screaming for him to just throw it away. Just throw the ball away at some point. He just kept running around, wasting time.
He probably ran 60 seconds on that one play, and he only gained 3 net yards out of it.
It was so aggravating. It's. I guess he kind of has that. Everybody praises him because he gets on a highlight reel and stuff like that. But I'm like, dude, throw it away. Live for another down.
He went back to that first half.
He gets impatient and he won't take the quick throws, and he just tries to make big plays, and that's how teams get Mahomes. He doesn't throw picks, but you can start to sack him and you can get him to run around if he gets impatient.
Yeah,
he went back to first half of the season, Patrick Mahomes, when they went on that losing streak and almost lost to the Giants too.
Well, yeah, it's because they weren't doing anything differently. They just kind of kept doing the exact same thing over and over again, making zero adjustments on either side of the ball and playing every team the same, and teams were beating it. And now, they did diversify their offense a little bit. They did mix it up to, keep people guessing. And it's been working for them in the second half of the season, but it's like they fell back into bad habits.
I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like this is why Eric Bieniemy hasn't gotten a head coaching job for the last 3 seasons. Or at least part of it.
I feel like so much of their offense is just improvising. Like that's the plays they do. It's Mahomes running around. And Travis Kelce says like he doesn't even run routes. He gets to open spots. But I think the amount of improvising is like when it starts to snowball, they don't have like the fundamental structured plays they can go back to. I think that's
they get too cute late in games.
All right, well, didn't Mahomes say like a year or two ago that he just learned how to actually read a defense pre-snap?
Yeah. He said it took him a good amount of time.
Yeah, he got it after his MVP season. So it's for after it was his second year as a pro essentially, and then in that off season he learned.
Third. You remember he sat his
his rookie year
behind Alex Smith.
Yeah, so after his second year as a pro, because he sat behind Alex Smith, and then his second year, his first year as a starter, he won the MVP.
Oh, okay.
Lost in the AFC Championship to the Pats.
Okay, and 2, what's your guys' opinion on them not taking that field goal before halftime? I didn't like it. I thought it was a little too risky.
Mm-hmm.
I was just saying it's them just being cute, like we saw in the fourth quarter and overtime. They're trying to run up the score, and they're just not playing, smart football, trying to get points that they can get.
You're going away from your fundamentals.
I didn't like the play call either. Like there was 5 seconds left, so they could have thrown it to the end zone. Like they could maybe incomplete pass. Instead, they get tackled in bounds, and that's how you come away with nothing.
Yeah, it's the only way that play was ending at 0 points unless it was turned over.
With how quick Mahomes gets the ball out, like.
And then Mahomes tried to call the timeout with 0 seconds left and no timeouts.
Yeah, I thought that was just an amazing bit of lack of awareness.
Going back to Tom Brady last year against the Bears, thinking it's fourth.
Andy Reid teams have a lot of that. Like it kind of gets forgotten because he had that one Super Bowl, but Andy Reid's a guy that has lost a lot of championship games in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he's only won out of 8 conference championship games? He's 3-5.
It might be worse. I feel like those Eagles teams were in the NFC Championship 5-6 years in a row.
I think it's 2. I think he's 2-6, and both of the wins came. Both of the wins came in the AFC last 2 years.
No,
the Eagles were
because he played the one with Terrell Owens' broken leg, and they lost to the Patriots.
Oh. So I think he's 3-5.
Yeah, that's probably right then.
With only one Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes!
I'd go to 8 of them and then come away with 1 chip.
Yeah, like to be consistently deep in the playoffs like he is every year and 1 chip. He's a great coach, but he gets away with a lot because he won 1 now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's brought himself 10 years breathing room.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny you guys are having this conversation because I saw the same thing on Twitter saying Mahomes is not that good because he's wasting Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce and they won't be here forever, blah, blah, blah. First off, they're signed for a pretty long time and they're going to take team-friendly deals to play with the best quarterback in the league. And it's dumb.
I don't know about team-friendly.
How are they being wasted? Where is Travis Kelce going to go be better? Where is Tyreek Hill going to go be better?
Tyreek Hill is a free agent right now, too.
He is?
No, after 2022. Never mind, I read this wrong. After 2022, he's a free agent.
But they'll be able to franchise tag him and all that, right?
Yeah.
They will, but I don't think they'll need to.
Well,
he's going to
have a late round pick, so I don't know what his contract
he's on a 3-year.
He's probably already on an extension
right now.
Yeah,
he's on an extension right now. So
3 years, $54 million.
Yeah, I think they can tag him, but I think it would be a $24 million tag for a single season.
I mean, that's probably about what they're going to have to pay for him, I feel like.
Well, I mean, you guys heard Devontae Adams is demanding $30 million a year.
Yeah, if Adams sets the market at 30, Tyreek's going to get more.
He'd get 24 comfortably.
Yeah.
But
Kelsey's not a free agent until 2026.
The big difference with that is Devontae Adams says he won't play unless he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers. So as we all know, I think Aaron Rodgers either stays or retires. So Devontae Adams is just going to go wherever they give him the most money if there's no Aaron Rodgers. Tyreek Hill isn't going to do that. Tyreek Hill will stay for less money.
I mean, yeah, I think he's well aware that his team is this close to a championship. And if they just
was that Devontae Adams you were saying yesterday?
Yeah, Devontae Adams. Yeah, I mean his team is that. I mean,
I feel like they're going to be in cap hell pretty soon because they're going to have to go into a rebuilding year pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Just looking at their free agents, who they're paying, they're going to have to cut a lot of people just to get back in the positives.
Who? The Packers or the Chiefs?
Packers.
Oh, okay. I was like, the team that was just in the AFC Championship game has to go into rebuilding mode with Patrick Mahomes. But
I was thinking that too.
No, because we were talking about Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers rebuilding. Yeah.
Okay.
Packers are $50 million over the cap right now.
Can I just say something that's probably like a party of one thing? Eli Apple might actually be my favorite cornerback in the league.
He was kind of making plays today.
I love that dude, man. Like he might not be all that good, but he just loves to just talk S, and it's just fun. He's shitting on Giants fans, Saints fans, two fan bases that I absolutely hate. This is amazing. This is fun. I love him.
He has the mouth of Richard Sherman, but has, he's about as good as Vontae Davis in Buffalo.
Yeah, well, Aaron Andrews doesn't give him the mic, so he has to get to Twitter right after the game.
Mm. Yeah, he was just saying what's spoken at Chiefs Cheetah Pack. It was just like, dude, what? I guess. I mean, you're winning.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was just so random.
Can't tell him anything.
What did Tyreek Hill do to you?
I mean, we had Quinn Spain going off on, I forget who it was last year on the Titans defense. Yeah. Now we got what's his name going off against Tyreek Hill.
Well, I think Quinn Spain came back too, talking about he was saying it was like, how's that for an offensive line performance or something? And it's like, it was okay. It was like very average.
Yeah, he was telling him, come pull up on me.
Yeah, it was like, it was just fine, dude. It was not guys, like good.
No, Chris Jones was in the backfield all game, but Joe Burrow was just avoiding.
Joe Burrow was
just avoiding.
Is that dude, man? He's that dude.
I was trying to find Joe Burrow jerseys all night tonight, and there's absolutely none.
You're not going to.
In fact, actually, my best friend Evan McPherson, and sometimes like I say that, but he watches his story once. He's his best friend. I've been all about this dude since preseason. You can check the receipts to sportswave.net. His jersey you can't buy at the Cincinnati Bengals team shop, and apparently you won't be able to for a long time because nobody ever gets any shipments of anything anymore. Just thought that was interesting and kind of related to what Bryce said.
That is true.
Evan McPherson, let's go.
And he trademarked Money Mac before the game today.
What happened now?
He trademarked Money Mac. That
Oh, he did?
Oh.
I mean, it makes sense why he couldn't take Swaggy E.
Shooter McPherson.
Yeah, because Shooter McGavin, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's a certain podcast host who, as we know, been on the dude all season, and maybe when that Money Mac Drop 1 comes out, I don't know, wet the beak for the brand, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk. Theo brought up a good point that the Bengals made a good adjustment, but on offense, it went from Ja'Marr Chase is playing to, oh yeah, that's Ja'Marr Chase, the 5th overall pick. The reason why you could say that is one of the biggest reasons why they're here. And in the second half, just the way they were able to incorporate him, and he basically just did whatever he wanted, was really why they won the game and came back.
Let me
Higgins really went off in the fourth quarter too.
Yeah, that tandem is pretty lethal. That trio, I guess you can call it, bro.
Yeah, I just love Chase. I think he's almost like Randy Moss. I think Randy Moss is the best receiver of all time, and I think Chase has that type of potential. He does everything. He was getting open after the catch. Like he's amazing. He had that like he's bodying people in the end zone for touchdowns. He's just showing like the full arsenal. He's so good.
Would you guys say that the Chiefs blew it more or the 49ers blew it more? Because the 49ers were up
Chiefs
going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Chiefs had 21 points at halftime, and they've only finished with, what, 24?
Yeah, and all of them came in the final minute. All three of those points came in the final minute because they desperately needed they had to settle for a field goal on the goal line.
Chiefs had so many chances, too, especially that last play before halftime.
Yeah.
I'll faithfully say that when the Chiefs scored 21 points with ease, I did say to my friends, I said, man, these kids in these third world countries are going to enjoy these Bengals AFC championship shirts because I genuinely didn't expect them to come back, but it just kept.
They were scoring with ease, like right down the field.
Were. Bengals were stopping them like they were playing the Jets. Sorry, but
The Jets beat the Bengals. What the hell, Bryce?
Mike,
sorry, I'll use the Giants then. I'll use the Giants.
That's just lazy.
Can we officially retire the whole coin toss thing? Because as we see today, it didn't happen.
See, Deontay.
What?
You saw the Chiefs.
10 out of the past
right?
12 have ended with the coin toss winner winning it. It's seven of those wins have been on the opening possession with a touchdown. It's just
Deontay, you see what happens when the Chiefs defense has to take the field in overtime? They lose. They didn't have the Chiefs defense didn't have to take the field against the Bills.
Remarkable. Interesting how you let one team play their strength and not the other. Amazing. Definitely fair and even.
This is what happens when you have a competent defense.
Did you guys see that Chiefs fans were complaining about overtime rules? Like they just didn't win because of overtime rules last week?
No. Okay, no. Okay,
but
I get Bills fans. They didn't get the ball. The Chiefs had.
We have an argument.
Yeah.
Chiefs don't.
Yeah. This year we have an argument. This year they don't. They had an argument 3 years ago. And everyone kind of agreed with them too. I mean, people have been saying for quite some time. This isn't a new thing.
I never did.
But you're outnumbered right
saying, now. It's not like something new for me. I've been saying how bad NFL overtime rules are. Like they've needed to be changed for years.
Yeah, and the thing is, we don't even really care that much about them changing them in the regular season. Just change it in the playoffs. That's when it matters most, you know.
And it's also interesting. The NFL gave an 18th week for no reason, which is more football. Like, change the overtime rules in playoffs. That's even more football, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's because it doesn't directly benefit the pockets of the owners, and the owners are the only ones who vote on the issue. So
it does all the owners with states that have sports books in their states hitting those overs.
Hey, maybe the Bills should trade for Kyle Shanahan to be their coach so that they can blow leads together.
He has hair, Deontay. They wouldn't like that. It's either a bald guy or a fat dude.
Brian Dable. See how Brian Dable and Leslie Frazier are bald, so we're not going with anyone with hair for our offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan, what an idiot. I'm really glad though. Like the Debo jokes aside.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
But all the Debo jokes aside, I'm so glad I don't have to watch 49ers again.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Watching Jimmy G is terrible. Like, it's just terrible football. I know Xavier likes Jimmy G and just
drools over the Niners
too.
Yeah, but like he's just bad at football.
Well, the thing is that I think he's honestly a reasonable, serviceable NFL quarterback who just
got that $150 million contract.
Yeah, he's getting paid like a star.
Who just happened to land on one of the best rosters in the league over the last three or 4 years.
Yeah, I mean he was unequivocally one of the worst quarterbacks in the entire playoffs.
It was like you know,
and that's saying a lot because you had Daniel Jones, or not Daniel Jones, but Jalen Hurts.
Stop it. I still think that the Eagles would have beaten the 49ers. Now that they're not in the Super Bowl.
Oh my God!
The 49ers did not win any of their 2 games. The other teams just lost them.
No.
The 49ers are better than the Eagles. The 49ers beat the Eagles this year.
That's enough talk about this anyways. Neither team is alive.
The 49ers are good.
2 teams
Shanahan
won.
Shanahan just always kills himself. Like you see, he was saying that left tackle motion with Trent Williams is unstoppable.
I saw,
and then it got them
like,
stuffed on 3rd and 1.
I was like, dude, why do you keep doing? I don't want to. I don't want to get this podcast flagged, but like, y'all, that was so stupid. Like I'm looking like he has a messed up ankle, and you're making a motion across the formation, and it didn't work. It's never worked. What do we?
He said
it worked one
he said they
time
found
in
out
his
they could do
entire
it,
career.
and it was unstoppable. That's what he said before the game.
It's
like
worked one time in his entire career, and and Shanahan says it's unstoppable.
What does it? Did it work in practice, and is that his reasoning?
It's
Because it's not working in the steps we see.
It's like,
How does he know it worked in practice? So yes, and
it's like, we have the big 350-pound lineman coming across the formation. I wonder where the ball's going to go. You fucking idiot. That guy irritates me. How do you keep blowing leads over and over? Oh, my God.
All right. Well, second to last time of this season, drop your nuts player on the table.
we're doing a Pro Bowl podcast, though.
I got that next week.
No.
Drop your nuts on the table, player of the Pro Bowl.
No.
Cooper Kupp.
No, it's whoever's manning the slime for Nickelodeon.
While you guys are thinking about that, the fact that Kyler Murray's playing in this game next week is so stupid. He was
Mac
hurt
Jones,
in the
Mac
wild card
Jones.
game and like needs to rest. Like, don't play in the Pro Bowl, Kyler. Like, please.
Why the
don't.
hell is Mac Jones in the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, that's frustrating.
What does he have to rest for? He doesn't have a game.
Yeah, but
doesn't have
he
the
should
game
still get
for
better.
another 8 months. He has 8 months to heal up.
Dude,
Kyler
Josh
should
Allen
just
isn't
never
playing
play
in
a
the Pro Bowl
football
because he
game
said
after
he's
the month
beat
of
up.
October.
I mean, yeah, but he's
the
also-
same way if that's what the case was.
Because Josh Allen's 10 times better.
Josh Allen's a good quarterback.
Oh yeah. Now Kyler Murray's not a good quarterback.
Yes.
The FB analyst is telling me that Kyler Murray's a bad quarterback. Like, dude, your stock has just gone so down today, man.
Kyler Murray is like the 12th best NFL quarterback.
I mean, that still makes me mad, but like, I guess I could
talk about a fall from grace, being an MVP candidate to whatever the hell that was.
Well, I mean, it's
We got a
remarkable.
minute
In the
and a half
regular
left.
season, in the regular season, he was phenomenal for like the first half of the regular season. He's taken over the Russell Wilson half-season MVP award.
Yeah, we got a minute left, so.
I wish we didn't.
Right, drop your nuts.
T. Higgins, 6 for 103, and they all pretty much came in the fourth quarter.
Hubbard, he blew shit up at the end. Go Hubbard.
Deontay.
Cooper Kupp, easily.
Yeah.
White boy.
Theo.
Dynasty.
I'll go Jesse Bates.
Ooh, okay.
I like that one.
Excellent. Yeah, solid. Steven?
You already know vibes. Evan McPherson.
OBJ?
Okay, I was going to say him, but I wanted to leave it for you. If you didn't say it,
I thought he was going to say Braxton Berrios.
No, all he did this week was go skiing.
Debo Samuel.
Oh,
Figures. The Washington fan picks the loser. All right, we're gonna talk about awards on Tuesday. I don't know. Be safe.
Go
Tannehill
Bills.
sucks.
Go Bills.
Oh,